Hello, everybody. I just wanted to say that I don't like to talk about money, and I don't have any brand deals. My channel is monetized, so when I give you a video, I try not to put too many advertisements in, but I also put in about 4 or 5 because it's the only way I'm getting paid, and I really am trying to pay my rent. And that's why I would really appreciate it if, as some of you are new subscribers, and I really thank you for that, and my old subscribers too, but if you could please click the bell and try to click on a couple of my ads. I need the money because I don't want to start putting advertisements into my videos. I don't want to do brand deals. I don't want to always ask for money. I just want to keep quality videos coming through. And the live streams are different. I don't get the number of views on these live streams that I'm doing. And maybe it's because I'm not using the same tag words, and it's hard to do it on my phone to add the tag words into the video. So when I get the video going in a live stream, it's usually to catch something in the moment. Like, for example, this illogical wheelchair access video. But, you know, the one thing about this video is I'm changing the title, and later I'll add the description, but I don't put in the same keywords because I don't want to give you clickbait. And I do want to put out quality videos in general, but right now the Atlantis videos are something that I'm interested in, so I'm going to keep going with those, and I'm going to keep putting the tag words in. I've got a new one coming up. This is it. I just wanted to talk about these strange eyes in the Sahara. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, there are some in Atlantis. I should remind you, when I say Atlantis, I mean the Richat structure. The Richat structure is something that I've been keeping my eye on funny joke, for a while. And I knew about the Eye of the Sahara long before I knew anything about the Atlantis connection. I've always been interested in this, as I have with maps. But when I found out about this connection with Atlantis, I've gotten so intrigued and involved. And some of you appreciate that. So thank you for your support on this. I don't want to start naming names because I honestly don't really have permission to name names. But I do want to mention that the links that were put onto the comment section, you might find them in this somewhere, led me to these things. And now I'm interested in them as well as everything about the Sahara. I'm going to be looking into Morocco. I'm going to be looking into around the Eye of the Sahara, which includes Mali and Timbuktu. We're talking about civilizations that can be 300,000 years old. 300,000-year-old civilizations. And I'm not talking about hunter and gatherers that far back. We're talking about some type of ancient interaction, as Graham Hancock puts it, some type of technology transfer. You know, kind of like the Americans have done to the Chinese. Oops, did I say that? 20 years in Taiwan. But the technology transfer that I'm talking about now is one that is ancient. If you ask me, do you think UFOs exist? I'll say, yeah, but they're not from extraterrestrials. They're from people who existed for 300,000 years. We're talking about an ancient civilization that had technology that did things that we still can't do. That's how I got into these polygonal walls, because I looked at them and I said, that's something I don't know how to do. I don't know how to do that. The pyramid was never intriguing to me because even though it's not something that I could have personally done, I kind of understood how it was put together. Now I'm wondering why. And the Sphinx was always more interesting to me. Actually, that's a lie. I was always quite bored by both the Sphinx and the pyramid. So when we're talking about technology transfer, I'm interested in these ancient megalithic sites. And I have to be honest, Atlantis, when I mention this, I shouldn't even say it too much. There are more megalithic sites outside of the Richat structure than there are inside the Richat structure. However, I do believe that there was an ancient civilization around the Richat structure because this was not a desert. Inside the video, it was rainforest. This was rainforest. The Sphinx itself has enough water erosion to prove that it's been around a lot longer than it shows. You can see the evidence in the stone. There was once water dripping down that stone, but now it's a desert. And how long has it been a desert? It's been a desert for at least 5,000 years old. I think that actually the Sahara isn't as old as originally thought. I think that maybe even 500 years ago, it wasn't a desert. But listening to other people, I think maybe it was a desert, then not, then yes. It was struggling, but it had rain. There were lots of climate changes in that neighborhood, especially with all the water erosion on the Sphinx. It wasn't built and carved 4,500 years ago. the head on the Sphinx is not the original head. I would like to see what the original Sphinx head looks like. Probably water eroded. I think with the head of the Sphinx, the original head of the Sphinx, it was well balanced, a sculpture that was put there before the rest of it was carved. When they recarved the Sphinx head, they changed the size of the neck. You can see the striations of water erosion and layers of limestone coming away to prove that the head has nothing to do with what it used to be. And around the base is just as bad. All they need to do is take the bricks off that base to see where it would have gone. They haven't done that yet. I would have taken the bricks off the feet to see what's under there. They haven't done it. And I don't know if they really should, but I can tell you right now that the head was carved out. The head was carved into a mushroom shape, and then the new head was placed right on top of it. And it was placed on top of it with concrete made in the dynastic Egyptian time. That's when the king claimed the pyramid as his own. And I don't believe he really said that. What I believe is what is written on the dream stele that says, if you remove the sand, you will be king. Okay, that means it was already there. The Sphinx was already there. That's what he wrote on the dream stele. If you remove the sand, you'll be king. So that's like written evidence. But going back to these new eyes, these Sahara eyes, this is kind of my new interest, and I'm definitely going to follow up on these links that I've been given. There's a few other things that I don't know if I really believe. For example, I've gotten a couple of links for images of so-called columns, and I want to find columns, I really do, but if it's not going to be real, then I don't have the belief. We need to find a megalithic structure before I really feel like there was an ancient civilization living there. Could a flood drag away 5-meter wide stones? It could bury them, but I don't think it's going to take them into the ocean from that distance. That's too far. Where they moved out of the eye, we can see that sand from the flooding didn't go into the eye. The eye was protected. It's clean on one side of all sand from the northeast. You can see it along the north end, and on the south end it enters the eye, but it's coming around. I think we have enough evidence that proves there were ancient civilizations around Mauritania, Morocco, and all these other places. I started to research the Richat structure to find out if there were any megalithic structures there. I'm finding a lot of different structures there, but most of them are modern day. Okay, so these next few minutes of this video are going to include a lot of Richat structure talk. There's a few buildings I want to show you. First, let's take one more look at this domicile that I just showed you a bit ago. It's going to be located towards the left side of the eye, in the brow area. It's kind of up high. It's actually along the same latitude as the top of the eye. It's got a driveway, and the driveway has a little triangle inside there. I mean, there's houses nearby this place, but what I see is some type of a large wall structure that's very symmetrical, very nice. I'd like to know how old that is. It's located, like I said, above the eye a little bit, along the highway that separates Western Sahara from the rest of Mauritania, right where the corner of Western Sahara is, really. Now this thing, I found that was something that I haven't shown you before, so I thought I'd let you see that, and I'm just going to back away and let you see where it's located on the map, because I really have limited time. So there you go. And the next thing is really cool. Somebody did that. Nothing special, but I figured I'd show you that somebody put a logo in the middle of the sand somewhere. Very interesting. You can check that out yourself. If you have any trouble, go over to my Ancient Insights Facebook page. There it is. Just go back in there. Last, almost, we've got this strange community of triangles, and also an older triangle or something that's not as perfect. And then there's like this little house and stuff. Like, is that even a house? It's like some kind of a weird, like, ranch or something. And I heard these triangles were used for keeping animals. That ranch, though, I don't know what's going on in there. And there's something up here on the hill, some type of a ancient, like, hangout place or something. and then another triangle. And then way over there. And now the last thing, these big mystery things, I'm going to be checking these out. Now, if you really want the truth, it's not located in Mauritania at all. But what you will know is that it's something that we should be looking at and understanding more about. Thank you very much. Have a nice evening or day or morning or wherever you are.